Oscar Bevis for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted today to be joined by Mr. Ronny Rios. How are you, sir?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm very well. Thank you for asking, and I appreciate the time.
No, it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. Where are you coming at me from? Where are you right now?
Santa Ana, California,
Yeah.
Orange County.
I mean, what's it been like where you are? Because all we get to hear over here in the UK is that the States is in a much worse way than we are, and it's not great over here. So sort of when you're in that place
Yeah.
firsthand, can you sort of give me an account of what it's been like these last few months?
You know what? It was kind of weird because not a lot of people were taking it serious, especially like down here. Like everybody thinks this is just a publicity for the government to scare people. So no one took this seriously. And a lot of people are getting sick, and now that they are sick, now they're like, "Oh man, I should have taken this more serious." So the thing is, not everybody's still taking it serious. You know, you see a lot of people walking outside without their masks and stuff like that. I got mine right here, but it's just me by myself, so I don't need to put it on at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, all we can talk about in what we do is obviously what it's like been like from a boxing standpoint. As someone who's, let's call you an experienced fighter, as someone who's had 30 odd fights in the professional ranks, what's it been like to have this sort of period of time that's given you perhaps a lot of time to think about what you might want from the next stage of your career, regrets, things that you're pleased with?
Well, regrets, to be honest with you, I've been saying this for a long time. My regret for my career is my mind. Sometimes I have the tendency to overthink these fights, and I went out there with too much pressure, and I delivered boring fights. I was winning, but it was boring. Nobody wants to watch that. So it wasn't until I lost, and I lost in the worst possible way that you could lose, where I told myself, you know what, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to go out there. I'm just going to train. I'm just going to go out there, have fun, and listen to my coach. And sure enough, I started doing that, and the results speak for themselves, you know?
So when you say you're someone who tends to overthink things, but you've had time to put into practice now, not overthinking things. I mean, you've had this long period of time and it's sort of, yeah, I can imagine it must have been tough in a way then.
Yeah, because me, I'm always like, oh, what if I lose? What if I lose? You know, what if I lose? And you just tend to overthink it, although people are going to stop talking to me if I lose, and it plays with you. And at the same time, you go out there, and there was a lot of fights that I won that were very, very boring that I wish I could take back, and, you know, but you can't take it back. It is what it is. I can only focus on the future, and now it seems different now than it did before.
I suppose for yourself, at least there is a shining light in the fact that the WBA ordered you in March to fight Brandon Figueroa, and you still look to be fighting Brandon Figueroa. So there's going to be something getting you through this and giving you that extra little push, even when things look like they're far away. There's that little light at the end of the tunnel that, you have another chance to win a world title.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. March 20th, the WB ordered Brandon Figueroa to fight me next, so they made me the mandatory. And we were training for that fight, and then everything got locked down. Obviously, everything was postponed, everything was canceled, and then now that fights are going back on television, everything. That's the fight that I want. I know people have been asking me, "Oh, do you want to take a tuna fight?" I don't want to take a tuna fight. I want to go straight to Brandon. I haven't fought since November. He hasn't fought since November, so we're both on the same level as rust and stuff. It's just who's gonna prepare better under it.
I mean, you would have rathered it was around March time, I imagine, because you were getting some momentum. Obviously, you beat Diego De La Hoya. You got another win in, like you said, in November. So you were getting that momentum, and then you sort of just had it pulled away. So now you're both going to go in perhaps a little bit rusty. Do you think it can make the fight different to what you imagined it would be originally?
No, because to be honest with you, we've been sparring still. We've been sparring. We've been training 6 days a week still. Obviously we're being cautious at the same time. But the thing is, we still haven't lost that momentum. It's just we haven't been able to perform in front of a crowd. But it's still there. The pop is still there. The power is still there. My weight's been down, even though camera adds 10 pounds. That's why. But my weight's down. I'm in the mid-30s.
One thing that interests me is, when we do get this fight between you and Brandon, is that when you fought Diego De La Hoya, which many people say is one of your best wins to date, there seems to be a little bit of needle. There was the refusal at the stare down. Do you need a fight like that to get yourself motivated? Do you need that little bit of edge, or if it was nice and respectful between you and Brandon, would you still be the same fighter? Would you need that little bit of spice?
No, I'm still the same fighter because at the end of the day, he has something that I want. He has a belt. He's an undefeated fighter. In order, I want to be I want to leave behind a legacy that my son will be proud of when he's older. I'm not gonna get there by not fighting the best. And Brandon Figueroa is one of the best. He's undefeated. He has a world title. So, I hope this fight can be made. I really do hope this fight can be made. The faster the better.
And the WBA are still looking to make that fight. There's been no stalling just because of the current climate.
They're gonna vote. I hope the WBA has been awesome to me. I've never had any problems paying the sanction fees, nothing like that, nor will I ever have problems. I just hope they can I hope they can come to a decision to continue to make me the mandatory, and I hope I can make that fight happen and come out victorious and make the WBA proud in the long run.
What would you be able to take from your 2017 defeat to Ray Vargas? Because 3 years ago you can learn a lot in 3 months, let alone 3 years. So I know you're going to tell me you're a better fighter now. But can you tell me exactly what sort of stuff you feel like you've learned already that you're going to try and use to your advantage, perhaps in the build-up, and just hope that Brandon doesn't watch this and listen?
Oh, no, not at all. He can watch whatever he wants. It doesn't really matter. But at the same time, I just feel like with Ray Vargas, I just felt like I said, I tend to overthink things, and I think that was one of the prime example of what I mean. I was overthinking the fight. I wasn't letting my hands go. And if you saw that fight and you saw when I hurt him, I still wasn't letting my hands go. So I just think that's one of the things that you lose sleep over. Like, oh man, I got nervous. I let my mind get the better of me and stuff like that. So I just think I don't want to be in that same situation where I go into a fight and I overthink things, and at the end of the day, I end up losing, and I end up kicking myself for that loss.
I do just want to come on to Golden Boy and your relationship with Oscar De La Hoya. Obviously, you signed as sort of a boy wonder in 2009 to Golden Boy. What's your relationship like with Oscar now, and how close would you say that you guys are?
To be honest with you, I don't really see Oscar too much. I don't really talk to Oscar. I'll be honest with you. My relationship is more with Robert Diaz, who's a matchmaker for Golden Boy, and me and Robert are very close. Like, obviously, words cannot express how close I am to Robert. That is one of the reasons why I'm not under contract by Golden Boy and I have not looked around. It's because of Robert. I'm big on loyalty, and Robert's always given us the opportunity. And even when we lost, at our worst, they still did not drop me as their fighter. So like I said, it's more of Robert than Oscar De La Hoya.
Because recently we've seen on Twitter some back and forth between even Ryan Garcia, despite the fact he's with Oscar De La Hoya, and Oscar as well. We know he's a character. I suppose, does it suit you to keep yourself out of the way of Oscar in a way? And sort of the fact
Yeah.
that you said, keep him at an arm's length. I'll do my own stuff. You'll work with the matchmakers, and then you don't have to get too involved in the drama, and everything should fall into your hands.
Yeah. I mean, I just get involved with the matchmakers just to obviously they have personal relationship, but I don't call Robert. I don't do anything. Hey, I would like to fight this guy or this and that. That's not my job. My job is just to be ready, stay ready, and obviously a lot of fighters take different routes. A lot of fighters go in and talk a lot of trash or they try to build themselves up. I let my fights do the talking, and I think my last 2 fights have been pretty impressive. So I'm just going to continue to go down that route. And like I said, even after my last fight, I knocked him out in the 6th round. I took 2 days off and I came back to the gym. So my work consistency has been the same. Even though we're giving good performances, I still go to my coach and I still ask him, hey, what do I need to work on? How do I need to improve? Because at the end of the day, it's just me. It's just I can only focus on myself, my mistakes. I can't focus on somebody else. Oh, this person does this wrong. No, I have to do whatever I have to do to get better.
You say you're always staying ready. What would be the nearest fight date that you would deem acceptable? Let's just say the WBA say Ronny Rios, Brandon Figueroa as soon as possible. When would you be ready for, realistically?
August, July, September. So, I mean,
No
like I
messing
said,
about. No messing about. It's ready.
Yeah. Like I said, my weight's good. I mean, we've been sparring for weeks already, so it's not like I need to have a full-blown camp. and I don't let my weight go up I don't let my weight go up too much either, because I don't like to have what they call fat camps, you know. So when I go to camp, it's to better my skills, not to lose weight.
You mentioned about the legacy that you want to leave for your son, but there's another legacy trying to be built in the family as well with your brother. Now 16-0
Yeah.
welterweight, the golden boy. I mean, an exciting time for the family then as well. I mean, you could turn sort of not just into a legacy for yourself, but a boxing dynasty in the family. It must be quite exciting to see him get down and do the business as well.
Yeah,
And,
it's very exciting. Can you hear
sensational
me?
record as well so far.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I don't know if you know, but my oldest brother too was a fighter, a professional fighter at one point too. But obviously, this sport's not made for everybody, so he ended up retiring with 2 wins and 2 losses. But having Lex in the gym, he actually just stepped out right now. It's very motivating too, because we push each other, and at the same time, we work out side by side too. So there's somebody there that I can talk to. Oh, I'm sore, this and that, or we've been doing a lot of strength and conditioning lately. So if I'm sore from my shoulders, I'll text him like, hey, are you sore from your shoulders? He'll be like, yeah, I'm really sore. So it's just somebody that you can relate to, even when you're not eating, or like when you're on a full blown diet, and you're just like, damn, I miss eating this, I miss eating that, or so it's real cool. Lex is doing very well for himself. He's 16-0. I have a feeling that he's only gonna get better, because you can only learn from your mistakes. He's the same way I am at that point. You overthink fights, and sometimes you blow them out of proportion more than you did, and he's only gonna get better. Just keep an eye on Lex.
Yeah, I mean, you and him both in cracking division, so obviously keep an eye out for you both. I can imagine there's going to be big fights in the next couple of years. I do just want to brush over a topic that is, let's just say, disappointing to say the least. Jarrell Miller, people were sceptical after his second chance at Top Rank had given him, and he's failed another drugs test. Just your thoughts originally when you saw the news break?
I don't know. That's a good question. I actually signed up for the 365 days drug test a year, so I can't really relate to that. I don't take anything that I shouldn't be taking besides probably soda, dark soda, Coca-Cola. My preference, to be honest with you. But I just think maybe they should probably fine him, or maybe they should do something that's gonna make him question him doing it a third time. Because if he's done it once, if he's done it twice, what's for him not to do it a third time?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I can also see why perhaps you might be a bit reluctant to comment. Like you said, it's not something that, you've experienced yourself. So, yeah, I can understand why perhaps you might be slightly reluctant to comment on the test of someone else.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's always asking me like, "Oh, your last 3 fights were all knockouts. What are you doing different?" I was like, "It's not PEDs, that's for sure." I mean, I'm just old school, man. I'm just old school. I just eat steak, mashed potatoes, and that's it.
So for anyone watching this, the winning diet: steak, mashed potatoes, and then the odd can of soda.
When I'm getting ready for a fight, no soda. But when I'm not, I'll drink a soda. Soda with chips. Soda with chips. Burgers. But I honestly, I still continue to work out hard even when I'm not in camp. Like I said, when everything was in lockdown, they closed all of our gyms. They closed everything. So what Alexis and I ended up doing, we ended up converting our garage into a gym. We put a punching bag. We put a heavy bag. A double end bag. It's jump roping, shadow boxing. We got mats. We got the sit up ball. We got weights. We got everything. So we ended up converting that into a gym.
So you're doing better than me then, because I've had the soda and the chips without the exercise. So
Where are you at?
I'm in London.
I have a friend that's in Brighton.
Oh, right, yeah, that's not far from London. Yeah, yeah. Brighton.
Yeah,
Everyone
he's
going
in
down
Brighton.
near Brighton Beach. Yeah,
Wait,
yeah, yeah.
No, he's not in Brighton. He's in. Is it New Haven?
New Haven. Yeah, yeah.
Or is it Hove?
Hove. Hove is up near Brighton. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it's Hove. He's in Hove.
Hove. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When was the last time you come to the UK? Is there ever something that you thought about potentially fighting here?
You know
Because
what?
boxing's grown massively in the UK in the
I've
last 10
never
years.
been there, but I'm not gonna tell you this just because you're from there. But I've always wanted to go to London. That is like my number one location where I've been wanting to go. And I'm not just saying that because you're from there. I'm being honest with you. I want to go check out London because of the Big Ben, the history, Jack the Ripper. I just I for sure want to go check out the castles, everything.
Well, you should let us know when you're in London, and obviously we can maybe
I
take you
would
on a tour
love
of the
to,
gym?
man. I would love to. Maybe you could take me for like to go check out a castle. I would love to check out a castle. That's one of my things.
Yeah, IFL TV. We can run a tour bus service. I mean, let's get on the phone to Eddie Hearn. Get on the phone to Frank Warren. I'm sure there's some guys over here that
I
that
did.
would be happy to
I
fight
mean,
Ronny Rios.
I told Lady Hearn, I was like, man, it would be awesome if you and Golden Boy can co-promote a show and do it in London. I would love to do that. That would be awesome. Like I've always said, London has always been a dream of mine to go out there.
Yeah, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it, if there was a Matchroom and Golden Boy co-promotion? Is there anywhere else that you'd like to fight? I mean, like I said, you've had 30-odd fights now. There must be a few things that you're sort of looking at for the bucket list. I know you want to become world champion, but there must be a few things that you
For
want to
sure,
tick off.
London. For sure, London. I would love to check out London. I think London more than anything because of the Wembley Stadium and because I was a huge Ricky Hatton fan at one point when he was fighting. So I would love to go out there too. I think that's it that I can think of from the top of my mind.
We'll make sure we'll forward this to Eddie Hearn, and who knows, WBA champion soon, and
maybe.
then you get the trip to the UK.
I would love to. I would also love to stay down there for a couple of days to check it out.
Well, look, whenever you do come down, let us know, and we'll grab an interview again. Ronny, thanks for giving me some of your time, and yeah, good luck with everything in the WBA. Hopefully it all goes smoothly, and we can see you in the ring soon.
Thank you so much.